Before I share my story, I want to give a brief warning to those triggered by the mention of abuse and sexual assault. I do not say what happened, nor do I talk about any details or specifics regarding the situation. However, it is mentioned that such an event occurred in order for people to understand what made my first lesson in healing as difficult as it was. It is perfectly okay if it's kind of questionable material or it's a little bit too sensitive of a subject. By all means, do not feel inclined to watch this video. Thank you guys. The topic of this video is going to be about my very first shamanic lesson and probably one of the hardest lessons I've had to face. I've been practicing witchcraft for about 13 years and just recently finally answered the shamanic calling that I had been ignoring for a long time because I didn't really want to admit that that's what it was. But the very first test was regarding overcoming anger and choosing to heal, and that doesn't sound very difficult at first to those, but when I do get into detail, you'll understand why it was as difficult as it was for me. I know how hard it is to recover and heal. I was in a really dark place too. I was not always focused on positivity and healing like I teach now. I have a long history of physical, mental, and sexual abuse that went on for years. I have been lied to by so-called spiritual mentors who used Reiki and metaphysics as a disguise and used it to prey on and molest new and young witches, including me. I know what it feels like to carry so much hatred and pain for years. Sometimes it feels justified and empowering to get revenge, to fight back to make them feel what they did to you. When I was given my first shamanic lesson, I was forced to face my past that I buried for so long. I was forced to remember what he did to me. I could feel the anger, the fear, and the betrayal building up all over again as if it was fresh. I noticed I was glowing a fierce and vibrant orange and a red aura. I manifested the strongest psychic energy ball I have ever made in all of my practices. My first instinct was, all of this pain, everything that you took from me, the shame and the agony that I've carried and been casted for so long will now be returned and thrown twice as hard back at you. I will make you suffer as I suffered. I then felt a familiar presence behind me. My patron was calmly standing behind me. He didn't say anything, but I saw this strong empathy in his eyes. He knew what I went through. He knew exactly what I was thinking. But he never said a word or told me what to do with it. He calmly stood by me, and I then understood, just by the look in his eyes, as to why I was being forced to go through this. This was my first test. I then had two choices on what I could do with the energy and the power that I'd manifested. I could choose to use it for revenge, or I could use it to heal myself. It wasn't easy in the slightest, but I had made my decision. I remember looking back at the ball of energy I manifested and thought of his name, his face, the betrayal I felt after everything that he had done. And I remember saying, "You don't deserve this. I know I'm not the only one you did this to. I saw you target so many other minors, and I know what you did to her. But I have carried this burden that you forced on me for way too many years. I'm tired of blaming myself for not fighting back hard enough, for not seeing the signs, and for being stupid enough to trust you. I'm letting go of this pain, and I'm stronger now, and from this point on, I expel and banish any trace that you had held on from me. I'm freeing myself from you today. From this point on, you will never have a trace or mark on my mind, body, and soul. You do not deserve this, but I forgive you. I'm choosing to heal and let go. And I pray you never do what you did to so many people like me. I trust that the universe will bring its judgment to you, and I don't have to get revenge. I don't have to waste my energy on you. I finally am freeing myself and taking myself and my power back." Of course, after all that, I was an absolute mess. I remember crying on the floor and the arms of my patron around me, trying to calm me down through it all. I knew that I had made the right decision, and I had faced and did everything that I needed to in order to learn this extremely difficult lesson. Although I don't regret going through what I had to, and I know it was important, it was probably one of the hardest things that I have ever had to do. The main reason why I'm sharing this is because I know that a lot of dark energy and negativity and a lot of hate manifest from really painful memories such as that. I'm sharing this hoping that my journey can help other people heal and be as a reminder that you can claim yourself back. You can use your own energy and your own power and reclaim your life back. And it is possible to recover from all these things. I will be doing an extra video that is not linked to this one about signs to watch out for so you can spot if someone is a predator and how to avoid running into that situation and how to avoid people who will pretend to be healers in order to prey on new people. And with that, I hope you guys are safe. Thank you so much for your time. Blessed be.